Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime King 2. And today I'm going to be giving you part 17 of What If Naruto had 9 Kekkei Genkai. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also stay in tune because I'm going to be posting after this a new episode of What If Naruto had the Byakugan and the Sharingan mix. So stay in tune for that and enjoy. And over on Anime King, I posted a new episode of What If Tsunade was Naruto's mother, so stay in tune for that as well. And I am going to be posting a special tonight for you guys to enjoy, so just stay in tune. I'm not going to spoil it yet, but you're going to be enjoying it. And guys, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice and you enjoy the videos on both channels, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and join Anime King and Anime King 2 and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you all for your help and your support. And remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying and talking back to all of you. So without further ado, let's get straight into this new episode. So, to do a recap from the last part, the big mystery was revealed. Taejun and Fluffy were the future Naruto and Kurama. As Taejun coming back to this time, it damaged him a lot. That is why after Naruto obtained the 9 Kekkei Genkai, Taejun will die. And Fluffy's power was also suppressed by coming here, so that is why she hasn't used her full power as the Kyuubi yet. And the unknown Uchiha is really the future Sasuke, and the girl is a future Sakura who took over their young bodies. As Taejun didn't know how they do it, but they use the ability to bring them soul back in time and fuse it with their younger body to take it over. In the future, Sasuke wiped out all the villages as Taejun wasn't able to stop him, as Sasuke turned over to the fully dark side. So that is why Taejun come back to the past to fix everything, and by giving his younger self the 9 Kekkei Genkais so he could save this world from Sasuke. So the last part we left off, Taejun was facing off against the Raikage and the others as he subdued all of them. Someone stole 5 swords from the Cloud Village and 5 sacred scrolls from the Hidden Stone, and they blame each other for that, as Sasuke and Sakura were behind it all because they wanted to start the war early, as Taejun wanted to calm them down and stop everything. Meanwhile, Sakura found herself at the Sand Village as she was currently killing off all of the young Chunins. As Temari was on the ground as Sakura was about to kill her, with young Naruto and his group, they were heading to the battlefield as Fu, Bugs, found out the situation and informed them that a girl was going to kill Temari as Naruto and his group rushed over there. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can switch across the playlist and check it out for yourself. So let's begin this new episode. Sakura was standing over Temari. Well then, how about this one, she said, as she pulled out the silver sword. As she sliced down at Temari, Earth Release, Earth Propeller, as a giant Earth rose Temari up into the air as she didn't get swiped. Summoning Teleport Grab. In a poof of smoke, Gamakashi and his yellow brother appeared around Sakura. Disgusting vermin, said Sakura as she drew the sword to slice them apart, but Gamakashi used his tongue and grabbed the sword and 2 others, while the other toad grabbed the other 2 and the scrolls from the Hidden Stone, as they then vanish and appear beside Naruto's group. Temari, Naruto said shocked as he looked at her condition, as Temari gave him a smile beneath her swollen eye and her busted bones and her destroyed fan. Thank you for saving me, she said, as she then passed out, as Naruto went for a warp seal. As Naruto warped Ice Arabi to their location, as all of the girls had a seal on them in case Naruto needed them immediately, as Ice Arabi took in the situation as her palms started to glow as she started to heal Temari. Hey, isn't that Sakura? Naruto said, as the others blink. "No, it can't be," said Haku. "She has boobs." "Why, if it isn't the demon of a leaf village, the Kyuubi Naruto," said Sakura with a smirk. "Time that I take you all out," as she smashed into the stone propeller that Fu created as the entire thing came crumbling down. Naruto teleported everyone to safety to the opposite side of the clearing. What the hell is going on? What with the sudden change and this monstrous strength, Naruto said as he looked over at Sakura. "Enough of this. Let's kill her and leave," said Teiwaya as Naruto nodded. "Well then, let's get her," said Teiwaya as Sakura flew towards them, her fist stretched out. "Die, horse and demon fox," she said. Haku quickly went through hand signs. "Get behind me, everyone," she said as she took in a deep breath. Wind release, great breakthrough as a powerful wind attack strike right into Sakura as she was blown back just a bit, but that was all that they needed. Naruto then quickly rushed through hand sign as he jumped down. Water release, great waterfall technique. Shuriken shadow clone technique, said Tenten as she sent a storm of metal projectiles flying towards Sakura. Fire release, Phoenix fire swamp, Teiwaya yelled. Wind release, vacuum blades as blades of wind flew from Haku's mouth. Aura release, aura light show, said Hinata as she sent her own attack into the mist. Earth release, dramatic stone impact, Fu said as she smashed her feet into the ground as she raised several boulders and sent them towards her. As Sakura simply smirked. Sound release, echo of pain as a loud blast came from her mouth and it slammed into all of the attacks. Crap, said Fu as she glared at Sakura. Really? Was that all? Said Sakura. I am frankly disappointed. Die, she said. Shido recurrence as wave of electricity flew off of her in thunderbolts to strike all of them. Wind release, wind enchantment wall, said Naruto as he formed a barrier blocking the attack as Teiwaya grabbed her flute. I don't think so, said Sakura as she flew and smashed through the wall, flying at Teiwaya. Fire release, Phoenix wave surge, said Teiwaya. Lightning release, thunder needle shock as lightning sparkled around Sakura's fist as she slammed right through Teiwaya's attack, hitting her as Teiwaya was sent flying. Teiwaya! Naruto shouted as red chakra started to bubble around him. You bitch! He yelled as Fu started to call upon the Nadabe's chakra as well. As Naruto dashed towards Sakura in a fury as the others watching in shock. This is bad, said Fu. He's actually calling on the fox chakra and we never worked on that. He's going to be consumed with rage, not like he doesn't deserve it. Multi-shadow clone jutsu, Naruto said as he summoned 100 clones as they all surrounded Sakura. As all of the clones that surround Sakura start to fire off jutsu at once, water release, storm release, fire release, wind release, all of them doing all kind of jutsu as they fire all of their attacks as a wave of pure destruction and chaos was rushing towards Sakura. As a massive explosion occurred, as Naruto flew out of the smoke, all of the Kyuubi's chakra gone. He also had a gaping hole in his chest, and the smoke clear Sakura was perfectly fine unharmed. Pathetic demon, she said, as the other girls were in pure shock. She just got blasted with all of those jutsu. What in the world is she? Naruto lay on the ground as the hole in his chest was slowly healing from the Kyuubi's chakra. As he was completely defeated, no Kekkei Genkai appeared. He was out for the count. Teiwaya and Temari weren't any better. Aisuraibi, as the three of them were struggling against Sakura. You fool, none of you could defeat me if you wanted to, she said in a laugh. For I am the one who killed the last Sanin, Tsunade. I kill Meitarume and level the mist to the ground. I defeated Shibuki, even with his precious little hero's water, and I crushed the great tree. None of you can defeat me, she said, as all of them were confused. Was she mental? What the heck was she talking about? All of those things that she said. Tsunade, Mei was alive. The Mist Village was not destroyed, and Shibuki was alive as well. Now die Shidori Current, as fans of electricity flew from Sakura's arm to strike the group. Wind release, 8 tetragrams ear palm, said Hinata, as she blocked the attack with hers. It's like she has endless chakra level or something, said Tenten with a gulp, as Fu growled, as the Nanabe's chakra was still flowing over her. Fu then rushed through hand sign as she sent a barrage of rocks towards Sakura. Pathetic, she said, as she sent a wave of pure strength and blew all of them away. As Sakura then vanished and appeared in front of Fu and delivered a powerful punch to her face, as Fu was sent flying as she slammed into a stone wall. Fu! Said Haku, as Haku then ran through hand sign. Ice release, angel armor. Ice began to cover Haku, creating an armor, as 2 angel-like wings created from ice grew from her back, humming with wind natural chakra. Now, she then took off into the air as Tenten drew a handful of shurikens. Shadow Shuriken Jutsu, as hundreds of shurikens flew at Sakura, who took in a deep breath. Pathetic, she said. Screech release, deafening sound wave. A scream that sounded like Uchiha burst from her mouth, blasting away all of the shurikens. As Sakura then realized her hands couldn't move as she looked, as Tenten had bound her with wires from the trees. That was just a distraction, as now the angel Haku and a very furious Hinata was ready to attack. Wind release, vacuum spear, said Haku. Storm release, Atrigram ear palm. A storm version of the ear palm created alongside Naruto and Hinata flew towards Sakura along with the wind blades that Haku used, which both struck Sakura at the same time, each leaving bloody gashes in her, which were both fatal. It was then that black markings started to cover Sakura's body, as their eyes went wide when all of the fatal wounds started to heal as Sakura lifted up her head, smiling. Fools! Sasuke created the ultimate curse mark to make me 100 times stronger. You like demons? Well, prepare to face the power of 8 of them, as Haku's eyes went wide along with Hinata and Tenten, as they felt something dark and ominous coming. Somehow, she was drawing power from every Biju except for the Kyuubi and the curse mark nonetheless. That is why she was so powerful. She was some sort of tail beast herself, and definitely not human, as the wires burned off of her from the intense power of the curse mark. As her skin started to change as it became brown, her eyes black and yellow, as 2 wings spurted from her back, demonic wings, as she let out a devastated roar as a blue burst of fire flew from her mouth. Ice release, ice barrier, said Haku, as the fire burned right through it like it was nothing, as the group had to jump away. Fools, it doesn't matter what you do, none of you can handle this power. It was then that tendrils of sand flew around her. Now, taste piece of Shikaku's power. Tendril ropes, she said, as the sand streams flew at the group, ready to capture them all. Ice release, Senbon shower, said Haku, as she destroyed the sand tentacles, as she then turned the Senbon shower towards Sakura, who flew up into the air with her demonic wings. Water release, water ball, said Haku, as she fired the attack at Sakura, who dodged it with ease, as Sakura then performed a Shidori, as it started to turn black. Tail beast Shidori, as Sakura flew at Haku, as Haku rushed forward as well, as it was time for her to reveal her new trick. "Thank you, Naruto," said Haku, as she held up her hand and built a Rasengan, as she then started to form ice particles around it. "Ice Rasengan," she said, as they slammed their attacks in together, as it created a huge explosion that washed over the battlefield. As Haku then fly out of the explosion, smashing into the ground, as Sakura slowly descend down. How amusing, but ineffective. Nonetheless, time to end this, as a fireball appear in front of her. Now then, time to end this pathetic harem story. Fire release, Two Tails Fireball, as she used Nibi Chakra to fire a fireball to kill the other two. Tenten, run, Hinata order, as she focused Aura Chakra into her hands to pull off the ultimate gentle fist. Even though Naruto couldn't do it himself, he gave it to her. And with that, she was going to protect Haku. Naruto would never give up on a friend. He will sacrifice himself for those he care about. Aura release, ultimate gentle fist, as she smashed through the fireball, as she sliced it right in half. "What the hell?" yelled Sakura, as the beams of light kept coming at her. "How is she doing this? She never had these before," Sakura said, as Hinata used the second of confusion and smashed into Sakura, sending her down to the ground, as her other hand was now coated in lightning. "Now then, die! Lightning release, gentle fist!" as she struck at Sakura's heart, but Sakura turned into a hologram. "Idiot Hyuga," as the real Sakura appeared behind her. "Now die!" as she swung her attack straight at Hinata's heart. "Hinata!" screamed Tenten. Meanwhile, Taejun suddenly shivered. A horrible feeling crept over him, one that he hadn't felt in years. He collapsed to the branch he stood on, holding his heart. No, Hinata. She was near death, but he then felt relief. She was still alive. Back to the fight. Lava release, lava rock, as lava rocks strike right into Sakura, knocking her off target, as she just managed to gaze in at her side. Lightning release, sparkling dragon jutsu, as a dragon strike into Sakura, knocking her down, as Kurosaki and Samui appear beside Hinata. As Sakura then narrowed her eyes at the two ninjas. "I killed you once before, guess I'll have to do it again." As they were confused by hearing that, "Killed us once before? It doesn't matter now," said Sakura. As both of them breathed in deeply, as Tenten then pulled a kunai with an explosive tag. Fire release, dragon flaming jutsu, as fire dragons came from their mouth and fly at Sakura as Tenten threw the kunai in it. Shadow kunai jutsu, said Tenten, as the kunais exploded and sent a huger wave of flames coming towards Sakura. Lightning shield, Sakura said, as she put a lightning shield around her, as she then started to pant as the fire came above her and engulfed everything around them. As the three girls then continued their assault as they blast techniques after techniques. With Taejun, he was rushing ahead, using Sage Mode to track Sasuke, his friend. Now his mortal enemy has to be stopped quickly. Every second was precious. He didn't have much time left. If he didn't stop him now before he died, the world will be over. As he then thought about Naruto, as his final Kekkei Genkai will awaken soon. He has the pieces in him for many years, but Fluffy alter the effects. So soon, you will get that Kekkei Genkai, said Taejun. With the Akatsuki, a hidden cave in the grass village, the unconscious body of Utakata lie below the demonic statue of the outer path, who now has two Bichu inside of it, the Sanbai and Gobei, as it was about to get a third. I applaud your work, Toby, Kakazu, Pain commented. Now then, prepare yourself for the 3-day long sealing. Oh, Pain. Toby was wondering, what if one of us has to use the bathroom during the sealing? And I drank a whole case of chocolate milk just before we came here, as Kisame and Itachi exchanged looks. That was a good point. Why did they never have to go while doing this? Let's burn that bridge only when we have to. As Pain then did the hand seals. Back with the fight, Sakura wasn't vaporized, she actually substituted away. Now that she was safe, she wanted to focus on her great vendetta by killing Hinata. She attacked her and destroyed her ability to have kids with her gentle fist attack. No healing could fix that, as she's been lying to Sasuke for a while now. But she was stopped by Fu, as she had two tails behind her. "Stay away from her," said Fu, who was barely conscious. Fu's skin then started to peel away. It was just like him back then, Sakura thought, as she thought about Taejun, the future Naruto. Disgusting, she said, as she then flew towards Fu. "I'm going to stop you before you can do anything," as she was about to take care of them when she found her attack blocked. "Stay away from them," as Naruto stopped her. He had a Shidori in his hands of his own, as his eyes were red, but not from the Kyuubi. They were red with black pupils and 3 tomo around them. It was the Sharingan. This Kekkei Genkai has been slowly activated ever since the seal got placed on him. That is why he learned ability so quickly. However, it wouldn't fully manifest until a point when it was needed. And now, he needed it. "What the hell?" said Sakura as she stumbled back, as Naruto looked at the bloody Fu, as he turned back with pure rage towards Sakura. Luckily, Taejun had added a secret inside of the seal. As Naruto's eye morphed as it turned into the Mangekyou, similar to Itachi's, and it had a shape of Kakashi Mangekyou as well, as Taejun got a sample of both of their Kekkei Genkais back in the future, before their death. But Taejun didn't have any idea what they did, but now he knew, and that is why he placed it in Naruto. As this Mangekyou was different, it couldn't use Amaterasu, lacked the ability to use Tsukuyomi, and it couldn't control tail pieces. Fluffy did that because she didn't want any power like that. But he was immune to any Amaterasu. The flames couldn't burn him. That was one of the main reasons why Taejun defeated future Sasuke, and he wouldn't go blind. And any children that Naruto will have will get the Sharingan at its full power. Fu then looked up as she saw Naruto, as she regained her senses, as her body stopped changing as she collapsed unconscious. "How dare you have this Sharingan, you monster?" said Sakura as she flew forward. "Now die," she said, but then she felt a hand burst through her gut. As Naruto looked behind her, it was Fluffy. "You're nothing but a fake. You don't deserve to be in this time." As Fluffy hand started to glow as she pulled it back out of Sakura, as Sakura started screaming pain and agony as her body turned into white light and exploded, as she was gone completely. Fluffy then said Screech Release, healing song, as a melody came from her mouth, as everyone around them, all of their wounds started to be healed. Meanwhile, with Taejun, he was on the land of whirlpools. It's really ironic. I never really visit my homeland. "Hey, Uchiha," said Taejun, as Sasuke turned around, as he was currently standing on the waterfall. "So, it's you. Come in here. It's finally time that I kill you. Fire style fireball jutsu," as Taejun didn't move as he poofed into smoke as the fireball hit him. "Beast wave palm," as Sasuke dodged an attack from Taejun, as Sasuke just stared at him. "You stopped me last time from creating my perfect dominant Uchiha race. And you also destroyed her body back then. I? I destroyed her body? You were the one who put that seal on Sakura, turning her into your monster slave. So I had to do what I had to do, Citation. Don't worry, I brought her back with me. You will see her soon and you will have to face her for killing her. I wonder how you will feel, said Sasuke. But it doesn't matter now, said Sasuke. I have reached far in my goal. Soon, I will revive the Jobi and gain its power and reign over this world like a god. And unlike the Sage of Six Paths, I am. You was immortal, said Taejun. I destroyed the moon back then. I cut off your ability to gain moon immortality. Thus, you are no longer able to become God. So all that remains is to end you, Sasuke, and stop you from corrupting this world anymore. Now you must die, Sasuke. As Sasuke started to chuckle darkly. Oh, so you think you're so high and mighty? Huh. Why don't you go tell that Hyuga girl that? Oh, you can't, because you killed her. Naruto gripped his palm in sadness, as that was slightly true. Flashback. The final battle. The dark version of Sakura was laying on top of the Hokage's monument, with Hinata over her. Naruto then appeared beside Hinata panting. I lost Sasuke, said Naruto. Good job, said Hinata with a smile, as the both of them looked at Sakura. I promised her that I would free her from the Uchiha control. Naruto then rushed through hand signs. Sacred sealing art. 18 secret flavors, as 18 stone cup ramen rose up around them as a static electricity came from all of them and then struck Sakura. She screamed as the curse seal was being burned off. Her original personality was restoring control. As Naruto smiled, I kept my promise, Sakura. However, Sasuke caught up to them, fire style, fireball jutsu. As the fire attack struck the seal as it went haywire. What the? Wind release, wind enchantment wall, said Naruto as he formed a barrier around himself and Hinata. As Sakura was shaking as Sasuke fireball messed with the sealing art. As one of the bolts of lightning burst through Naruto's wall and struck Hinata as it exploded, sending Naruto flying back and the rubbles came down on Hinata. Sasuke then caught sight of Naruto, Kamui, as he sucked Naruto in the vortex as he closed it. As Sakura then got up, thank you, Sasuke, now they are dead, she said. Now then, we just have to wait 10 seconds and the fox will be mine. And I will become a god in this world. As Sasuke was waiting for the fox to be reformed, it was then another hole opened up as Naruto came out, but he was in his Taejun get up. Nice to see you again, old friend. What? Who are you? Said Sasuke. End of the flashback. Naruto looked up at Sasuke. You want to know where I go in those seconds? To you, it was only seconds, but to me, it was 12 years. Fluffy brought me to all sorts of places where I have fought, all sorts of opponents, learned new techniques, so I could get stronger to take you down. I fought against Shinigami, all sorts of things, just so I could take you down. And I know where Sakura's true emotion lies. They were sealed inside of Fluffy. If you haven't noticed it by now, you're a bigger idiot than I thought, said Naruto. As Naruto then remembered how did he get the 9 Kekkei Genkais. The Blood Snatcher, it was him, but from another universe, the Dark Realm, as that is how he possessed them. As he went through so much, so many alternate dimensions. Now, let's begin, said Taejun, as the clone exploded, sending Sasuke flying in the air. As the real Naruto was waiting with a Rasengan, one for old times, Rasengan, as Sasuke created the Chidori as they strike their attacks together. Alright guys, if you haven't picked up on it by now, Naruto was sent into a new universe where he met Blood Snatcher, and he was the darker version of himself. In there, he fought different kind of monsters as they searched for a way to get home, with Fluffy helping him. And that is how he faced off against Blood Snatcher. Blood Snatcher is from a universe where Naruto turned down the dark path as he wanted to consume all power in the world, and he gained all those Kekkei Genkais. And when Taejun fought him, at his sealing death, Blood Snatcher passed his Kekkei Genkais into Taejun, knowing that the two of them are the same persons. And all of the Kekkei Genkais flew into Taejun, the future Naruto. And after 12 years, Taejun trained for a long time as they finally found a way to get back to this past. But it damaged Taejun's body. That is why he's going to die soon. And he passed down all of the Kekkei Genkais into his past self, so he could stop Sasuke from destroying this world. Back to the fight, Taejun rushed at Naruto with his blade as Sasuke pulled out his blade as well, as the two electric blades exploded in lightning chakra all around them. "Die, Naruto," said Sasuke. "I am not Naruto anymore. I am Taejun. Naruto's story is now his, not mine anymore. Because unlike his, my story is about to end." Water release, gunshot, as he sent blobs of water towards Sasuke. Fire release, fireball jutsu, said Sasuke as he fired a large fireball as the water turned into steam as Taejun flipped out of the way. As Taejun then activated his Mangekyou. As Taejun then stood there as Sasuke said Amaterasu, as the black flames consumed Taejun. "Remember, that doesn't work on me." As Sasuke was furious. "Let's end this," he shouted as the both of them rushed towards each other. But guys, we'll be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notifications they posted. Remember to share to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also stay in tune because I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto Had the Sharingan and the Byakugan mix. So stay in tune for that and enjoy. But for now, I'm out of here. Peace.